What's going on, everybody? Welcome again to another episode of Tales of Dordania, or I guess technically for all of you watching, this is actually the first episode because, like I said in the previous video, we had a little bit of recording issues last week. But we are here, we are ready for the second session here for CoCreations full D&D campaign. As you see, we are here at Castle Mars in the city of Alacardia. And where we kind of left off, to give everyone a little bit of backstory from our session at the end of last week, our brave adventurers, and there is one missing, we'll get to that in a second though, our brave adventurers had just finished their kind of trial quest, seeking some magma ant parts, and it turned out to be a little bit more adventurous than they thought. They ended up running into a crazy ankeg, which is kind of a weird jumbo insect that's got some crazy plated armor and some crazy mandibles and all sorts of other kind of nonsense. And they ended up running into him, and the kind of bonus part about that is no one had seen one of these things in about over a year. So Theo Mars took that as a sign that these guys were definitely meant to be here for a reason and definitely meant to, serve a bigger purpose. When the boys made it back into town, not only did he reward them for finding the ankeg and everything else as well, he has also kind of informed them of kind of the bigger issues of what's going on currently in the realm, and that would be that House Malistaire is currently making their way to invade Alacardia and Castle Mars from the cliff dwellings over at Chateau d'If, which is on this same island. They are making their way over, and they're about a day and a half to 2 days out currently. And Theo Mars has instructed the gentlemen, as we kind of left off last week, that he is sending them on an elite mission to sneak around the army, make their way to Chateau d'If, which is the former prison with the catacombs underneath, and to find Dracula's soul stone, to find it, destroy it before anyone from House Malistaire can potentially achieve to do the same thing, and then to return to Theo Mars and Castle Mars with proof and to help them probably wipe out the remaining forces of House Malistaire. So he has sent you guys kind of on that mission. Now we are going to start off this with, he has just told you gentlemen that, and real quick too, Hootie is not here tonight. Hootie's feeling a little under the weather, so we're going to have some crazy stuff happen to Hootie. And Hootie, I'm sorry, but I know you're watching, and you should have been here, bro. But we got Uncle Jimmy, and we got Garrett here, Tarek, and Behemoth. So as Theo Mars has kind of told you guys this information, giving you your rewards, kind of set you on your quest that he says you must begin at dawn, and how he tells you guys to stay behind to protect the city and to make preparations for the incoming battle. He kind of walks you back down the cool kind of enchanted staircase. And you see him move his fingers now on the side rune down and then 2 swipes horizontally. And you find yourselves at a nice area.
Yeah.
And you can take notes. You're more than welcome to. It's up to you. Also, do we need to get you a pencil? You got the one. Okay. So, Theo Mars walks you down to a very kind of schwanky looking room.
Once Theo left them, Tarek was actually visited by Theo in a dream where they discussed more about Abaddon, while later in the night, Behemoth woke up and saw Hootie get taken through a mysterious black portal by a dark figure. The next morning, once they awoke, they let Natiri know what had happened to Hootie. She informed them that she would let Theo know what had happened, and she gave them a small map to help guide them on their journey.
And you guys are now in the town and the city, and you see everybody is in disarray. Everybody looks like they're getting ready for battle. I mean, people are, bend down the hatches, they're getting their houses ready. People are looking like they're running from shop after shop, looking for different armor, weapons. You see people just flooding out from the barracks in groups of about 6-10. And making their way all the way to the front gate to start lining up right outside of the front gate. So you see people are moving and grooving. It's kind of go time right now. And, there's definitely a little bit of a hustle and bustle and urgency in the matter of everything that's kind of going on.
After seeing all of this, Tarek and Behemoth decided to make haste as they went through town and through the shops to get some last-minute items as they were about to venture off into their quest. First, they went to the drug and apothecary store by Mystiago and Euphoria, and they got some health potions, a vial of acid, and some holy water. They then went to the enchantment shop, Gems and Glory, and they talked to Ursos Arctos, and they were able to both get some different tomes. Behemoth grabbed the tome of animal handling, and Tarek was actually able to grab the tome of enlightenment and work on his wisdom modifier. They also were then informed that Tarek should go to check out Alicordian Inc. To see if he could potentially get a tattoo that would help him with Abaddon and subduing him during their mission. This was actually advice given to him by Theo in the dream he had the night before. After this as well, they kind of split up, and as Tarek went to go to the tattoo shop, Behemoth went to the tavern to get a last-minute drink from Lou before they headed out from town onto their adventure.
Tarek, you find your way over at the tattoo shop, Alicardian Inc. And you walk in and you see a vampire, younger vampire, dressed in the same colors as Theo Mars. He's got a lot of those kind of darker kind of grays with that very, very nice gold trim. A little bit of that kind of maroon underlay, but a lot of that kind of gold with that kind of darker kind of an undertone. And you see one sitting kind of behind the main table, kind of in the center of the room. You see maybe two chairs over in the corners with kind of desk or a little stool in between. And on the shelf on the opposite side of the wall, you see a lot of different vials, things inside the vials, lots of different sizes of bottles, vases, things of that nature with different inks in them, colors, like I said, items, eyeballs, fingers, nails, all sorts of different things. And you see a vampire kind of tending to some of the things on the shelf as well. He kind of turns to you as you walk in. How you doing there, mate? What can I help you with?
So, I was directed to your shop by Theo.
Oh, it must be pretty special getting a recommendation from Theo. You hear that? I'll prove this guy got a recommendation from Theo. And the other brother kind of lifts his head up from his work at the table, kind of looks at you, a little smirk on his face.
So he said that I could come to you to help keep a demonic type possession at bay.
You just kind of see the jaw start slowly kind of opening on Anoki's, face. Okay, so you are possessed there, man? Or are you are trying to prevent it from happening? Or tell me a little more about what's going on. I mean, me and Akpu have seen a lot.
Yes, I am possessed. And
You are cursed.
I'm cursed.
You are cursed.
Not possessed.
You're not possessed.
Cursed, sorry. Cursed.
Good distinction.
It is different.
So I am cursed. And I need to try to keep him, like I said, at bay.
Oh, so you got something real deep lashed onto your soul. You must have pissed somebody off there, man. That sounds like some crazy stuff. Well, you came to the right stop, my friend. And he kind of gives you a pat on the back, and it kind of hurts. You feel that kind of vampiric strength. It gives you a little bit of a knock, for sure. You're good. Yeah, Alicardian Inc. We got all sorts of stuff. We can make tattoos that not only make you look good, but that can do a little bit of a thing or two for you as well. Now you're talking about something with a demonic nature and talking about possession. You're going to be looking at some different type of holy water tattoos, some different gold dragon blood tattoos, some angelic blood tattoos. You'll be looking at this kind of nature. Now, to give you a rough estimate of things that we are capable of doing here at Alicardian Inc., my man, because I believe this is your first time into our illustrious shop, you're looking to knock out a demon entity in your body and get that guy silenced in the back lots. Try our Holy Water Gold Dragon Angel Blood Infused Ink Tattoo. It is 50,000 gold points, and you become immune to radiant damage. Just straight up immune to it, okay? Additionally, you deal 1d12 radiant damage with all of your magical base attacks. And you can no longer be possessed or controlled mentally by any demonic entity. Now, what are we talking about? Is that something I can talk to you, my friend?
That's great. That sounds really good.
We got the stuff. We have the ingredients right there on the top shelf.
I don't have 50,000 gold points.
My friend, that's going to be an issue because that tattoo is one that's a bit harder to come by, and it's going to be a good 50,000 gold for that guy.
I hear you.
Now, if you're looking, though, to do something a bit more on the lighter realm, give me your ballpark of your budget that you're working with, my man.
Well, let's first, before we get into that, I was also told that you might have some need of some some amp blood.
Oh, you got some magma blood. Now we take that and turn it into one of our most basest forms of our ink. We can then enchant that blood to help do other properties, but the magic ant blood is one of our basest forms and compounds that we use in our ink mixture. Now, how many vials you got of this magma ant blood, my man?
I have 3 small vials at the moment.
Yes, so I can give you about 50 gold for the 3 small vials.
For all 3 of them?
Yeah. You gotta understand, a lot of people be hunting for ants and a lot of people be coming to my shop looking for discounts.
Understood. So, we'll say that my budget is about probably 500 gold.
For about 5, my man, I'll be honest, for 500 gold, there's not a whole lot we can do other than giving you some really great looking ink that maybe could glow in the dark or do a fancy party trick for you.
Yeah, I don't care about that shit. So
now, if you're looking to do something to help kind of keep your mental state at bay, we could give you some of our sunstone and gold dragon mixture. That's a very, very base form compound of that ink that would be used to ward off some of that demonic nature. Now, we could give you a tattoo directly on your skull, because if he's attacking your mind or if he's attacking your soul, which one is it more? You hear Abaddon in the back of your head. It's both.
It's kind of both.
Okay. Well, we're going to go with both then. You can get the tattoo really wherever you prefer on your body. Just it's got to be somewhere centered, you know what I mean? You can't be getting this on your palm or on your foot or anything like that. It doesn't have the strongest connection to where we're trying to focus it. Now, with this gold dragon sunstone infused mixture here that we could do, we could give you a good insignia that would help ward off any further possession. Not saying that it's a guarantee, but it helps ward it off, kind of puts you in an invisible blind spot for these demonic entities as they're prowling through the area searching for people to pick up. And as far as your current situation, once the tattoo heals, you can activate the tattoo. It would then last for about an hour. You can do that once per day. It would give you advantage on your intelligence checks against Abaddon coming into your mind. That, though, is going to be a good 800 gold, my man.
Okay.
But we could get you snapped up in about 30 minutes.
Alright, let's do that.
Alrighty.
Plus, I'll give you the 3 small vials for 50.
Okay, so give me a 750 and we'll get the deal done, my man. He takes the 3 vials. Ahpoo! Catch! Kind of throws them over Ahpoo and kind of looks up from his table, grabs the vials, kind of just inspects them quickly, and just sets them down next to him as he's doing his work. He says, can you give me a vial of the sunstone gold dragon blood? I'm going to get this man prepped up. All right, and you're done there. You're all finished. You kind of, look down, you kind of see quick. You kind of see a weird circle insignia with a couple other different markings and kind of different crossing as a symbol. Not sure if I can quite get it up to the camera, but I'll zoom in if I can, so bada bing, bada boom. And you see this insignia kind of marking right in the center of your chest. And it covers your whole top layer of your chest, and you have no idea what the signal is or what the insignia is or what the symbol is or what it means or anything like that. And you kind of look down and you're feeling, as you see it now, just that pain and that deep, deep kind of burning sensation. Noki is kind of cleaning you up and he says, all right, now this is going to take about 3 days to fully heal. So do not use its abilities and do not try to activate it. It activates by running your hand across this center line. So literally the center kind of beam from the bottom up to the top is kind of how you would activate it. He tells you, do not activate your tattoo for at least 3 days to fully let your body heal. If you activate it prior, it has a high chance of getting infected, losing the ability to ward off these demonic spirits, and in 2, it'll actually turn you into a beacon for them. So you're definitely going to not want to...
Don't do that.
Wait to heal up, my man. That's all I'm trying to tell you. He then grabs, everything else and kind of gives you back your different stuff and all your, your shirt and your different garments and your gear. Is there anything else we can help you out with today over here at Alicordian Inc.?
No, I think I'm good for now.
All right, if you know anybody else who's looking for, I don't know, tattoos to make them stronger, tattoos to give them, an edge against venom or edge against some sort of acid, or if you're looking for tattoos to help people fly or help people see into other people's souls, you know the place to come. I appreciate your service, and this has been a wonderful time having you here in Alicordian.
Yeah.
He then kind of gives you a little kind of gift, and it's just simply a little memento and a thank you, saying thanks for coming into the shop, and you just kind of feel nice, and you can tell these guys definitely care a lot about what they do, and they definitely try to serve to a higher kind of clientele of things. And you kind of leave the shop, and you have this burning insignia in your chest.
After receiving his tattoo, Tarek ran over to Lou's Tavern to grab Behemoth so they could head out of town and start their quest over to Chateau d'If. Once he arrived, he realized, though, that Behemoth had been having a good time with Lou and was a bit intoxicated. Once getting Behemoth woken up, Behemoth reminded him that he had to run back over to Ursos Arctos to retrieve his axe that Arctos had enchanted for him with a ruby that could do some fire damage.
You're back out the shop, and you're running through town now. I mean, you're trying to catch up with Tarek.
It's time to go.
You have this axe over your shoulder, and you are hightailing it through town. So you make it to the gates, and you guys start making your way outside of town.
Once outside of town, they made haste on their journey, and after about 6 hours of traveling off the beaten path so that they were to ensure not running into House Malastare or any of their forces, they came to a weird clearing and actually a very tall, about 40-foot tall rock, which actually turned out to be a seeing stone. Behemoth had a vision of some people actually trapped in Chateau d'If while he was on top of this seeing stone, and then all of a sudden...
Hey, that little blue dude over there is going to stand in for our cinder spider. As you hear this little clicking, you look up, and Terry, you turn around, and scaling down this rock behind you is a pretty adolescent cinder spider, and he's pretty big. His range is, about 10 feet across, with his, legs kind of, extended, and he kind of pushes himself a good 6 feet off the ground. It's a pretty big spider. Not quite like Shelob from like Lord of the Rings, where it's like Mama Spider, but he's a pretty big spider, kind of Harry Potter, little spider, right? And you see this cinder spider, and his skin and his exoskeleton literally look like cracked magma, and it looks like cracked volcanic kind of rock along his different arms and along his back. You see a kind of glowing, kind of goldenish, kind of reddish yellow kind of different, almost like spider web kind of look on his whole kind of back of his, shell and his pod. And cinder spiders, unlike regular spiders, where they would maybe, just spin silk or whatever, cinder spider has a tail that he can then swing up kind of like a scorpion and can shoot magma at you guys. So you can spray magma from his tail as well as spin webs. Okay. So this cinder spider sees you guys, and Uncle Josh is our Garrett. Now, Garrett, you're going to go first with your 18. What would you like to do?
Cheer him up.
He's a magma spiders.
Effect too, because he's like all magma. I don't know, but it's just a thought.
And for the cinder spiders, for everyone watching, I'm going to be using the giant spider play stats for the cinder spiders because it just makes sense.
So he. Interesting. He can shoot magma from his tail. Magma.
Hold up 1 second. What was the addition to my battle axe with the enchantment?
A D4 fire damage. So you do your D6 of slashing and D4 of fire.
Nice.
Well, okay. So I guess I'll try. It's not a whole lot of water though. So I will try.
It isn't. I mean, it may not be worth the effort, but it's just a thought. I mean,
Well, I can actually produce water.
well, that's even better. Try
So I
that.
can create water. So I wonder if maybe I just try to douse his tail.
You can do whatever you want. I am not helping. I cannot give you no hints or nothings.
That sounds like you're great at it to me. I mean, honestly, I'm game. Like, if you have that ability, go for it.
Right? But then what's he gonna do? Like if I just douse his tail, then what kind of shit
Well,
is he gonna
I mean, he's at least lost the proximity kind of attack.
I get 2 actions and 1 bonus.
For your spell, because it's a spell, right? Create water.
It is a spell.
So that'd be 1 action to cast that spell.
1 action.
I mean, it'd make him less lethal. I mean, that would be like, so even if you, I mean, even if it was somewhat of a fail, it would be somewhat of effect.
I mean, it's 10 gallons. It's 10 gallons of water. So
Pretty good. I mean, that might
It's a
make
good
it
roll.
might make a dent. It might even distract him enough for us to make a dent.
I
But
can just hear it.
Now, with create water, I can't remember. Can you just create it in like an area, just to like fall on an area,
I can.
like mist? That's what I thought. Okay, cool. Is that what you would plan on doing? Kind of just making it rain on?
So yes, it's gonna make it rain. It does. You can
Make
do
it
it.
rain on
can
the
make
cinder
it
spider.
rain.
Just like get this cinder spider. Just.
But again, it's 10 gallons of clean water.
Yeah. Oh, this cinder spider is gonna get some clean. Well, he's gonna get a bath. That's what he's gonna do.
The water will fall as rain in a 30-foot cube.
see,
But see, if he's-
it also might make him fragile.
So a
though, too,
30 foot cube is definitely enough of an area.
I mean, think about something hot that you cool down. It's fragile. Then you might be able to shatter him with one hit.
Yeah. I think it's a good idea. We'll try it.
Like I'm game too. I'm down.
So you use an action, and that spell is create water, right? Is it vocational? Do you have to do something fancy with the hands, or
Vocational VSM.
what's the material? You
Ooh, and I have to have one. Well, I have a drop of holy water. So
nice.
There you go. There you go. That'll work.
I don't understand the VSM stuff though. So I have to do something. I don't know.
Vocal, fingers, and a material.
Wow.
There you go. So if you want it to be on love sign, make water. There you go. We got the Kamehameha blast, but I want some water. I like it. So we have
Bring the
this
water.
Action.
Bring the water.
Tarek uses his action. He turns, ready to take on this cinder spider, and he just Kamehameha. Give us some water. In the form of rain, right? In the form of rain. 30-foot cube by 30-foot cube. So you're gonna get a little bit wet as well because he's only like 10 feet by 10 feet. So are you emitting it from like him, 30-foot cube, or
It just says rain.
All right, so 30-foot cube, we'll say emitted from him as the point of origin. So
Yeah, that's
this
pretty
kind of
much all
area
that-
is
exactly.
all getting rained on by 10 gallons right now.
Yeah.
So what am I rolling for?
Well, so with that spell, since it's not an attack or anything, it's just a thing you do. You just have to mark it that you're using one of your spell slots. Yep.
Okay.
So you're using one of your 2 spell slots for your long rest. So you only have 1 left that you can use, for, until you have a short rest or whatever. And then you just do it. Since it's just create water, you just create water. Like you're not using it as an attack. You're creating it in a cone to rain on a fool.
Yeah.
The water starts coming down. It starts raining on a fool, and this cinder spider is getting a bath. And he is kind of like paused for a second, kind of just looking up at where is this coming from? But he seems unfazed, and he seems unharmed by the water, and he continues to make his way towards you.
All right, my move, right?
No, it's still him. He has another action and a bonus
okay,
action.
Never mind.
Behemoth, my turn. Put me in, coach.
Let me
Kill me in. This is spider, man.
Well, then my next thing is just the the whip.
The whip.
You going for the tail or the head?
Football.
Or a leg or something? I mean, I'm just...
I'll go for his head,
Go ahead.
which is the thorn whip.
Thorn whip.
It's one action.
Yep.
Ranges in 30 feet.
He's definitely in range. You got that, no problem. He's about maybe 5, 10, 15, 20 feet away from you. So.
And so this one that I can roll and get, because you said you
Yeah, so this one is you roll, add your spell attack modifier, and then
So I-
big roll for damage afterwards.
So I rolled the 20.
Yep, roll the 20.
That's not the 20.
That's not.
That's the 20.
And we need you to get a 14 to hit.
Oof, it's only a 12.
It's going to be a miss. So you kind of, see the water has no effect, and you look up to Behemoth. Fear not, Behemoth. You kind of roll your hand out with a nice thorn whip. You bring it from the side, and it just, the spider ducks, and it literally just hits the rocks above him, and then comes back down to your side. And Behemoth's a little shocked, standing on top of the rock, like that was supposed to. Why is things not working?
I'm like, what's your problem? You said fear not.
Right?
You said, right?
You
lied.
standing up
You
here
said
saying-
fear
you said fear
Nazis.
not.
You said, I just seen some shit.
I'm feeling a little fear here.
You still have bonus action.
Because he's coming right at my ass. That's what he's about to do.
Hardcore, he coming at your butt.
I'm going to use that. You don't know that.
So
I'd let you move like half of your movement speed as a bonus action.
yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking to do. So that's
You're going to run around the back of the rock?
So
I mean,
15
run
feet.
away?
Well, no, I was
It's not
thinking.
a terrible idea, because then he's chasing you.
Right. So I think if I move just backwards a little bit. So I
Okay, you
go
can move 3 spaces. Yp. Boom. Okay. And then that is your turn.
Because I'm like, what the?
Yeah, like,
No.
nothing works.
Why? Why did it not work?
I'm scared.
As you move back, it then goes to our Cinder Spider's turn. And he's charging. I mean, he's got 0. He gets about here. Okay? And not fully to you. But as he's charging, you see his tail rear up. And he shoots a spray of this magma. Now, it's literally like someone kind of like spit up magma in that sense. So you're getting a bunch of little streams of magma kind of sprayed in a wide cone kind of an area, okay? So in a cone,
Your
sprayed
matrix
towards
moment.
you, we got some magma sprays, and that's going to be 16. What is your armor class?
11.
It's going to be a hit, my man. You
Ouch.
get showered in some of this magma, and you thought your tattoo hurt earlier. This stuff you realize is literally singeing you through the bone. That stuff was more of an internal pain. This is literally like really burning your flesh alive. You will then take. Three fire damage.
Okay.
And that is this giant spider's really all he can do at this range because he's not close enough to bite you or anything like that. So that would be Cinder Spider's turn. Going into Behemoth.
So, Behemoth, standing on the rock,
Standing on the rock.
watching all this happen.
Seeing, of course.
He takes his enchanted battle axe,
Oh, he pulls it out.
right?
He's ready.
And he jumps off of the rock.
Leaps. Make an athletic check
Right.
as well after you're done explaining
Yeah,
what you want to do.
and he spins with his battle axe in hand
Definitely making an athletic check.
as he's flying to, like, land, and
So he's pinwheel flying, not
he's
just multiple.
pinwheel
trying to-
flying with his battle axe to sink his axe into the back of this thing,
Okay.
like
Full
from
on
on top, and with full force because he's got all the momentum of the rock.
You're just
It's
punching.
like
Just
I'm
hardcore
just human
punching.
cannonball with an extra edge.
It's almost like a skill saw.
That's kind of what I thought. I was like,
Yeah, it's
lethal,
yeah,
I feel like you're just trying to want to
Just
cut all the
vicious,
way
yeah,
through
I'm just
it.
trying to like slice this
Okay.
thing up.
Make an athletic check to see if you pull off your flips, as well as an attack roll for your axe. And then let me know which is which.
Okay, athletic first. Here we go.
Yep.
4.
Okay, now tell me. Tell me
Ow.
what you get to hit.
Oh, my shoulder. Oh,
Right?
okay. What? What's the next?
Your attack roll to hit. So you hit.
What's it? Where's attack?
So you just roll and add your strength, since you're a fighter. So roll d20, add your strength modifier. That's the hit.
6.
Oh.
I like
Powered by
pummeled in
He-Man.
the dirt
This is-
next to his ass.
Straight up. As you see all of this stuff go down, you have this elaborate plan in your mind to save the day and just cut deep into the
Right.
Cinder Spider. Make Terry proud, honestly. And as you pull out your axe and you kind of run to the edge of this rock, you trip at the last moment before you can actually jump, and you tumble down the rock, landing next to the Cinder Spider as he's just finished spraying Garrett with with his magma spray.
Yeah.
He kind of sees you with a couple of his eyes, because he has many,
Right.
as you've just landed. Go ahead and take 2 bludgeoning damage for rolling down the face of the 45-foot
I
rock.
fell off the cliff. I tripped over my shoelace. What the heck?
You
should have tied that thing.
It would have been such a great moment too. I loved your whole elaborate plan. It was
Dude, my
awesome.
enthusiasm was there. But
Only it was a charisma check.
But it just didn't work out, man.
Oh man. Okay,
So yeah.
get to that. So you have a bonus action this still, I believe, right? Because you had an action and a bonus action, correct?
How do I know if I have a bonus action?
You do have every character has a bonus action. So
Oh yeah, 1 attack plus 1 bonus. Okay. Well,
if you'd like, you can use your bonus action to stand up.
yeah, let's.
Okay. That way you're not prone or knocked prone or anything
Right.
like that to his attacks and all that stuff. Get your bearings.
Pause for a second.
No worries. It's a bonus action for Behemoth to then sit up and stand up. It'll then jump back over to you, Garrett.
To me, I'm gonna try my whip again.
Try that whip, boy. I said, get it, son.
Oh my god, seriously? 8. So that's 1.
Wait, there's 8 to hit.
No, it's just 8 is for the. Because I get to roll this, right?
Yeah, and then add that. So 8 is what you got to hit. Okay, so 8 to hit, not going to hit. You need at least a 14 to hit him. So you go ahead and whip out your thorn whip, and it just makes a cool sound. And the Cinder Spider is really just kind of like getting a little ticked off. He just wants to eat you, as you can tell.
So I didn't quite realize that this battle was going to take so long. It turns out 1 Cinder Spider is definitely more than a match for Tarek and Behemoth at this moment. But after much frustration, they finally figured out a plan and a good battle tactic that would work out for them. Then we had a neighbor swing over some baklava, so we had to take a break to enjoy some of that before we could continue.
Quick question.
It was
on cantrips. That's not a spell.
No, you can do cantrips all day, every day,
long.
no problem. That's that Cat Williams spell. Say all day, every day, no problem. We got this. Now, you still have a bonus action. Do you want to heal your buddy? Because if you heal him, he becomes conscious again.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
That would be my final spell, though. So.
Call out your
Thank you.
your
I
spell
appreciate
again.
it. I'm unconscious.
Heal! There we go!
I don't have any.
You got the heal!
I don't have any say in the matter, so thank you.
And as Tarek calls out heal, roll for how much he heals for. You have to roll, he doesn't.
Yeah.
He was D4 plus your spell casting.
4,
Ooh.
8.
You get 8 health back, bro. You feel, like Behemoth, you spark up and you feel this surge of just like good blood flow, good energy, excitement. You're just like, I feel good. This is ready. This is nice. And you're ready to rock and roll. With that being said, it is then going to jump to the Cinder Spider's turn. He sees you stand up again, so he is going to make an attack at you, being a little angry and upset. He lunges over to make another bite attempt because his tail is now gone, thanks to the thorn whips. And he's thrown off balance from his tail being severed. And he straight up, you don't
Totally
your armor
misses,
class.
like,
He just misses. He misses.
He
back.
freaking hits the wall, right?
He straight up, he kind of trips over his own feet and just runs headfirst into the rock right next to you, okay?
Yeah, nice.
Then, that's going to be sure at the end of his turn. It is then going to go over to you, Behemoth.
I'm going for basic, battle axe again.
Okay.
That's strength, right?
See. Yeah.
Oh, 22.
Oh, yeah, baby. Roll for damage.
That's
You
6.
definitely hit. Yep, a d6 and a d4 fire damage. Because you have a d6 slashing and a d4 fire.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Because of your enchantment.
Ooh,
There
nice.
you go. Make sure you write that stuff down.
I did write it down, I
Good,
just
good, good.
didn't quite get it yet.
You're good enough.
4 and 4.
Okay, cool. So, how do you want to do this?
I mean, what? I got fire damage and I have regular damage, right?
You have slashing and fire damage that you're doing with your axe.
Going right for his head.
Okay.
I mean, his head's in the wall. It's like he smashed right next to me. It's like, oh, well,
Just sever that whole thing off.
just cut that sucker off.
As you see the cinder spider just charge, miss, run right into the rock behind you, you literally have your axe already ready in your left hand. You pull it out and you swing. And I mean, you send your full weight of your body into it to where like it picks
All
your
20
feet up.
pounds.
Like it literally picks you up kind of like a seesaw, kind of a little teeter-totter. You just boink, and you put everything. You close your eyes, just a full scream and yell and everything.
I am
You
Sparta!
don't even know if you're going to hit him or not, but you swing with all of your might, and you feel the connect, and it just cleaves. I mean, right through this head. I mean, into the spider just drops. The head on one side, literally right next to the rock. The body just collapses under itself. And your axe, I mean, the full blade is almost embedded a good 2 inches deep into the dirt from just the force that you use cutting through the spider. Go ahead and get 50 experience points for the kill. You get 25 experience points for the fight.
And it's been close.
Gentlemen, that is where we will end it for tonight. So thank you for another great session in Tales of Dordania. And thank you all for tuning in. And be sure to check out again next week. And we will see how the boys ferry through the rest of the kind of untrained and unexplored land on their way to Chateau d'If. And if they can find their way to the Soul Stone in time. So thank you all. God bless and have a great night.